Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Johanna and I give weight loss tips. I had someone email me a question saying what types of food can I eat so that I won't gain weight? And the answer to that is that there's two really big food groups that will keep you overweight and struggling to get the weight off. And that is, and any other food you can eat, like as much as you want, but these two food groups. And they came in the 1900s, whereas obesity was kind of unheard of before that at the rate at which it is now. But the two big food groups are white flour and white sugar. So in the 1900s, or just a bit before that, the late 1800s, cane sugar was started to be processed. And the cane sugar plant actually doesn't have that much sugar in it, but what they do is they just only extract the sugar out of it and put it into stuff. And it's way too much sugar for the body to handle. And so, and then they pump it into like every single food that's in the grocery store. So, white sugar, and like your body needs the sugar that's in plants, but not to the degree that it is processed in these foods at the grocery store. So, white sugar and white flour, they are just eaten in abundance in America, mostly because they're hidden. So, white flour is injected into everything: pizza rolls, pizza crust, rolls, both wheat and white bread. The wheat bread is a lie. If you do your research, you'll see that the germ of the wheat, they strip off the fiber part and then enrich it with vitamins and stuff, which the vitamins are good, but they strip the fiber and they strip the other stuff that's naturally there in the wheat bread. And if you look on the ingredients list, you'll see that it says enriched, and you'll see that the fiber is very low, but then the other vitamins are high. That's because that they tamper with the wheat bread, and the fiber is what helps to keep you thin. And so they keep the starch. They keep the starch in the wheat bread, but take away the fiber and the other stuff that actually your body needs. Anyways, so wheat bread is actually not as good as they make it out to be. It's really not that good. The kind of grains you want are the really, really dark grains, like really dark rye, barley, raw oats. They're not really dark, but you want raw grains. You don't want wheat or white. You really don't want store-bought bread. You have to go to like a specialty health store to get good, real bread. But anyways, so white flour is in everything, including wheat bread and white bread. I don't ever eat wheat or white bread, except for in my 20% category. I do 80-20, so 80% of the time I'll eat really clean, healthy. 20% of the time I don't even think about it. If I want wheat or white bread, I'll have some and I'll throw it in that 20% bucket. But it's not every day, every meal. It's just 20% of the time. So I still have some. You don't have to restrict yourself. But if you're trying to lose weight, you've got to find substitutions for white flour and white sugar. A great substitution for white sugar is fruit. As soon as you get a sugar craving, which is completely normal, you were born with a sugar craving, the first thing you ever experience is the taste of sweetness in breast milk. And your body does that so that the baby will actually want to drink. Sugar cravings are so that the baby will want the sugar in breast milk. So those stay with you into adulthood, but you're supposed to replace them from breast milk with fruit and sweet vegetables. That's how it's supposed to go, not with sugar-filled fruit snacks and fruit juice and cereals and the sugar that's in everything, that especially that we give to our kids, right? So you want to fill sugar cravings with fruit. As many sugar cravings as you get throughout the day, you want to fill it with fruit. That's a great substitution for sugar. And the sugar in fruit does no harm to you. It's nothing near the processed sugar in packaged foods. And then you want a substitution for white flour. So potatoes or sweet potatoes, eggplant. I haven't had eggplant in forever, but I like eggplant. It's good. I think it tastes like chicken. A lot of vegetables are starchy and will actually fill you up. So olives. I can't think of anything that's like normal, like artichoke. Who eats artichoke? But you just have to find other things that will fill you up. So reducing the white flour will force you to eat vegetables, and you're supposed to be eating your vegetables anyway. Let's see what else. Like, you can have raw oats and stuff. I eat oatmeal all the time, but you do want to replace white flour, and it might take some work at first. So wean yourself off of the white flour, but the best way to do it is to just start eating vegetables, corn, beans. There's so many good foods that can replace the starchiness of bread that you crave. Actually, what you're probably craving is sugar, because they pump bread full of sugar. So once you start eating fruit a lot, you'll probably see that you actually don't crave bread so much. But anyways, those are the two biggest things. I said you can eat any other food to any amount you want. So like meat, you can eat a lot of meats. In fact, some people only eat meat and lose a ton of weight. There's those carnivore diets. It's because meat is not what keeps you fat. Fat does not keep you fat. There's fat in meat. Fat doesn't keep you fat. Your body can use fat to protect the organs, for your nails and your hair. The body uses fat a lot, especially the good kind of fats, and like almonds and nuts and avocados. What it can't use is sugar and white flour. It has no need. There's no nutrients in those two things. There's nutrients in fat. There's lipids, stuff that your body needs. Your body does not need sugar and white flour. You can eat anything else as much as you want and not gain weight. I eat so many kinds of foods. I eat seafood. I eat tons of vegetables. And there's ways to make vegetables taste really good in this day and age. Salads are not the bland salads that they used to be. The store-bought salads, restaurant salads, homemade salads, you can put the Dorito chips on there, and the corn and the chicken and the cheese and the dressing, and put your toppings on there. It doesn't make the salad unhealthy, because it's only like 20% of the salad. So there's so many good, healthy foods out there that don't have flour and sugar. Flour and sugar are hidden in a lot of stuff because companies want you to get addicted and rebuy them. But you don't have to fall for it. Start eating healthy food and try to avoid those two things, but you don't have to completely avoid them. You want to be sane. If you want that cupcake, eat that cupcake. I have a treat like every day, but again, it's only like 20% of the time. So the 80% of the healthy eating far covers any damage that the 20% of unhealthy eating would do. You've got to stay sane. I used to do cheat days where I would try to eat healthy all week and then binge on the weekends. That did not work. I binged all week long because I was like, I can't wait till the weekend. You restrict yourself, and whenever you restrict yourself, you want to do that thing more. So no restrictions, just moderation. And when you have the mindset that, this can just go in my 20%, it just makes it so much easier. You can eat anything you want, and you don't feel like you have to stuff yourself with it. You just be like, I'll just have some of this, put it in my 20%, and be good. So that's the tip for the day. Those are the two things you want to learn how to substitute for. Find things, for example, I can't think of anything. Sweet potatoes are better than potatoes. Yogurt is better than sour cream. I like sour cream though. I can't think of anything right now. Corn is just as starchy as bread. You get the idea. So hopefully that helped. And yeah, you can eat anything. You can eat any food and stay thin. But there's a ton of white flour and white sugar in American food. And that's why Americans are fat. That's the biggest reason. They didn't used to be fat, but white sugar and white flour in the 1900s came into the picture in grocery stores, and now everyone's fat. So those are the two things you want to not avoid, but just put in your 20% category and eat 1/5 of the time rather than like 4/5 of the time. All right, thanks for watching.